subconsciously you're just like always very worried that will there again be somebody making me late for an event or like making me late for work. Shout out to wives.
I'm laughing because it's true.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And welcome to our coffee shop. I'm your host, Vijay Low, and welcome to another episode of the KopiBros Show presented by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you that are tuning in via YouTube or any sort of podcasting platform, hi again. Thank you so much for giving us a try, for giving us a listen. We're just a Singaporean duo that have had a few
nightmares.
Speaking of nightmares, I'm joined by someone whose nightmare is that the Taylor Swift concert never ends. I'm joined by Mr. Brandon.
Hey. Do not put words in my mouth.
I did say it was a bit long.
No, I did say I was very tired. I think at quite a few points I'm like, wow. I don't know how she's not like lying down on the floor, like tired, like dead tired. Honestly, I was crazy impressed at her stamina.
But you're saying that you were tired, right? You're actually a deep sleeper, right?
Oh, I am a very, very deep sleeper.
Are you still a deep sleeper now as compared to last time?
After I had Bradley, after I had my son, I'm a much lighter sleeper than previously, but I'm still considered a deep sleeper. Bradley has to cry for quite a while before I wake up. If Bradley cries for longer to the point that I wake up, right, means that there's something really wrong.
Okay.
Yes.
It's like, you dumbass, it's been 1 hour.
I wouldn't know. I'm like, oh, how long have you been? Ayo, babe, you lucky daddy wake up so fast.
I'm ready to help.
Yeah. Like, after crying for 1 hour, then I'm like, lucky daddy wake up so fast. Just like that, daddy woke up.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, right? Was this deep sleeping an issue in army? Yeah, because army got a lot of you have to wake up by this time.
Oh, yes. So I pay extra careful, because I'm a deep sleeper, but I'm quite heavy. So I sleep on my gun. I literally tied it to my belt. I put it half of it into my pants, right? So it's wow, you really had to bring the gun together with me to
okay, wake your ass up lah.
yeah, wake my ass up.
We're doing our second episode on irrational fears. Our first episode we did was on animals. I thought it was one of the funnier episodes that we ever did. A lot of laugh. You can watch the episode on our YouTube channel. But the next irrational fear that we're going to be talking about is reoccurring nightmares. Now, no. Brendan,
stop it.
Yeah. Brendan, did you have any nightmares and were they reoccurring ones? Just curious.
I had one when I was younger and one when I was older.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Throughout primary school into secondary school.
Oh, okay. You're saying that one is a younger one and then one is a later one. Were you going through stuff during that period? Certain event or is it because you watch certain movies or what?
That's because for the younger one, right, I don't know when it started. But when I was older, the reoccurring nightmare wasn't as often as when I was younger. Yeah. Okay. But although right, there was one night right when I was older, right, then suddenly I had the same nightmare, but now when I'm older. Then I'm just with the same nightmare when I was a kid, I was just oh my god. It's been so long since I had that nightmare. Then I was just I totally forgot that certain events in the nightmare. I was wow.
Do you find it very easy to recall? Because some people, they can recall their dreams or this, right?
Yeah.
For me, I cannot. I can only remember how I woke up and then the event happening most of the time. Yeah. It's the trigger event. But is it same for you or is it you can remember vividly the small details?
No, I only can remember small details. But for example, some nightmares, right, or some dreams, right, when I wake up, right, I feel this is very common. If we wake up, right, and you straight away pen it down or you tell somebody about the dream, right, then you will remember. But if you don't talk about it, right, and you just like straight away start your day or like go brush your teeth or something, right, you will forget your dream already.
That's why if you watch Inception, like they touch on this, right? It's like you only remember like thing happening, but you don't remember how you get there.
Yes.
How you get to this. Yeah, it just happens. Yeah.
You know, have you ever been in a dream, right? And then in the dream, you know that you're dreaming.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
There are times, right, where you can really feel that there are layers in the dream. Like you know you're subconsciously aware that you're asleep, but then it's
like you're in your dream. Then after that, you go about living your dream because you know that you're in a dream, but then you're not that scared anymore because you know that I'm currently dreaming. So if anything too scary, right, I'll just wake up.
How to say? Even until this day, research on dreams, right, is still very not detailed or like not elaborate because it's like very hard to determine like what goes on in the brain during that time or like the rapid eye movement okay, are you ready to dive into this world of nightmares, Brendan?
Inception me.
Fun idea. Okay. Brendan, please grab your totem and let's get into the dream land. All right. First off, right, before we start this episode, I think we have to give what is the definition of a nightmare. So, the definition of a nightmare is a vivid, realistic, and disturbing dream that can cause a person to wake up feeling frightened, anxious, or upset. Now, this typically occurs during the rapid eye movement stage of dreaming, which there are like different layers in the dream, but the rapid eye movement is when you're in your deepest point of sleep. There's no fixed or conclusive reason why people have nightmares, but they often attribute it to emotional turmoil, stress, and anxiety boiling over into the sleep. So it's like most cases, they will say that you're going through a situation in life and then it boils over into your sleep. We'll see whether it is the case for you and whether it is the case for me. But okay, first off, Brendan, what is your first reoccurring nightmare? Are we starting young or older?
I think I'm starting young. So the first ever memory when I had this dream, right, was when I was in kindergarten. YMCA, I remember at Bishan. At different areas of my life, right, the attackers, right, were different. So at one point of time it was like ghosts, at one point of time it was like zombies, but majority of it right, was like ghoulish zombies lah. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I was in school, right, then suddenly ghoulish zombies started to attack like everybody in like the class. Then after everybody had to fight like to survive. So the scene brought me from like fighting in the classroom. Then after that we even in the toilet we had to fight. Then after that when we go home. Then after, the crazy thing about this dream, right, is just that I was always sleeping in my own room when I have this dream, right. Then when I wake up, right, when I go to my parents' room to sleep, right, I will continue to dream. My teacher got into a car or / a van, a minibus lah. Yeah. Then after that, loaded us all up, right. Then after that, we crashed into a river. The dream ended there, like where the car sinking into the river. Growing up, right, I kept thinking maybe it's due to stress. Like because it started in kindergarten in K2. So in K2, that's when like the first few times when you have started doing spelling, you know, like educational stress. Yeah, I rationalize, is it like because of exams? Then like the fact that goals are like pressure, you know, like the pressure of having to study. Right. You think about it, is because after I graduated from primary school, secondary school, right, I never had this dream anymore. So it's like I don't know, maybe because at that point I don't study, maybe. no longer stressed about studies.
I have a few questions, right? Number one, was this teacher in the dream always the same teacher?
I felt like majority of the time, but as I grew older, right, the teacher's character, right, became blurrer.
Oh,
you get what I mean? Okay. It's like to the point where subconsciously I can fit in anybody as the teacher.
But was this your real teacher, like your real kindergarten teacher?
When I was younger, it was my real kindergarten teacher.
Do all the dreams start off in that kindergarten?
Yeah.
Or do you remember?
Not all.
Okay.
So, but I can't really remember because the thing is, like, I only sometimes I wake up, right, but I know I had the same dream because I remember the key moments of those dreams because I don't remember because I felt like for my character, right, there are a lot of times that I had nightmares, right, that I straight away go back to sleep, right, because I don't even want to remember the nightmare. I get up, then I was just like, oh shit, that sucks. Then after I go back to sleep. There was once that I went back to sleep, right, then I was like, what the hell, is this the same nightmare? Then I woke up again, then I was like, let's try this again. Like really, like I feel like I'm very good at this, but for my wife, right, Amanda, right, when she have nightmare, right, she remembers every single detail, like how she transitioned from one dream to another dream to another dream. Because she wakes up, she sure types it out, then she sends it to me. Then I'm just like, why would you want to remember such a bad dream?
But I think it's just because they don't want to forget
Yeah. Just in case it ever something similar ever happens.
Yeah.
So then she can say like, see, I told you.
I dreamt it into life.
Yeah.
Do you know whether this directly correlates to the fact that maybe you during this period you start watching like anime and stuff like that?
Yeah, I felt like maybe because like that's where during this period it could be, because the thing is at 6 years old, right, that's where you start to like I really remember a show, and some shows really stick with me. Like I felt like maybe it could be like I watched like a zombie show, and I felt like very likely it's those like not in the past, it's always a Chinese zombie, because when I remember it, right, at the start, right, it was a very goldish, it's like those like white kind of person, so it's like a goldish kind of look. So it's like it's more towards the, like last time the Chinese zombie, then about the yellow color the people on the
I'm quite sure, right? If you were to check, there's this website called dreams.co, which is like where I research some of the dreams that I like, nightmares that I personally had, right? One of the most common sort of nightmares that people have, right, is being chased by a monster. Yeah, it's like it's similar for your situation. Yeah. For you, right, this doesn't happen anymore.
No, yeah, I really feel it's relating to studies. Because like since I stopped graduated, right, I don't remember ever having this dream anymore. Now that I think back, right, maybe I didn't see the correlation, but maybe now it's because like subconsciously, right, I was very, because I don't study, so it's like subconsciously it's telling me to worry about my exam.
Okay.
Yeah, like I may not put in a lot of effort in studying, but subconsciously I still get like worried whether I will do well or don't do well.
I find it funny, right, that you're saying like all of these are like goals and golems and stuff like that, but actually it's like you math, you history.
Yeah. What Chinese? 我不要，我不要。Geography. I don't care.
All right, very interesting. Okay, for myself, first off, I'm gonna say that I have two in my life, right? I only remember having two nightmares, and it's always like these two reoccurring nightmares, and I feel that it is similar in the way that it does spill over to my real life. I feel that this is the case lah. Especially when I went to go and later research, right, on dreams.co, like what is the meaning or interpretation. I feel that it's true lah, and it's something that I really hate in real life leh. Is that I'm late for an event, or I'm late to attend something. And it's like, and it started off when I was young, right? So it always starts the same, no? It's always me. I can't remember the process of this, but I can remember me running somewhere, or I'm like driving somewhere and I'm panicking to go to somewhere, right? And there's always something that is like stopping me from getting to my point. So it's like there are times that there's a monster that's trying to stop me, or there's like I have cement feet that is like preventing me from running to my destination. Or like where I run, right, I can see the destination that I need to get to, right? It just goes further and further and further away. Do you know what I mean?
Damn, yeah. That really gives me, it's really an anxiety giving nightmare.
This is something, right, that I feel even in my work life now, or even as an adult or younger, right, I just really hate being late for stuff. And I don't know. I feel that it is somewhat linked to the fact that I have this issue in my dreams.
But maybe it's the other way around. It's because you have this issue, you have this sore spots, trigger in your life, that subconsciously you're just like always very worried that tomorrow will there again be somebody making me late for an event, or making me late for work. Shout out to wives.
I'm laughing because it's true.
Don't worry, I already chose what I wanted to wear. I hate that.
You know what's the worst thing? It's like when you are late, right? But they are like on time for that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. And the worst part is the like the day before, or like the very beginning, at the very start, like you told them, I have to be here at this time. I cannot be
leave at this time.
Yeah, I have to leave at this time. Then they're like, yeah, same. Let's leave together.
Yeah,
Don't worry. Yeah.
I will leave you.
No.
I will leave you.
No. Then. I'm like, no. I really will be there. I also really have to leave at this time. Nope. No.
Oh. When you're about to leave, right? Then they're rushing to get things done, right? They're like, "Hey, can you help me do this? Can you help me do that?" Then I'm like, "Why did you do this just now?"
Yeah.
This is a separate episode.
Yeah. Let's not dive too deep into this.
Yeah. There also have been situations, right, in the dream, right, of being late, where I reach my destination, but like I just missed the ship, or I just missed the car, or I just missed the event. I'm late for the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get locked out of the building. There are times, right, where like I have to get to a ship, right? The ship sails away, right? I'll dive into the ocean to go and like swim to the ship, no? And then there are times it's like I swim, right, then I get eaten or something like that. Like so there's always this feeling of like I never reached the destination. Because I never thought about it until this episode. Because I always thought it's like I just personally hate being late lah. But according to dreams.co, right, the interpretation, right, is that there is a fear of not living up to expectations. So this is like a very common trait that is reoccurring for people that have this dream. This expectation, right, can be someone else's expectations, and it also can be your own expectations. Yeah. I feel for me when I was younger, right, I have a fear of failing, which I feel is true. All the while growing up, right, I don't like the idea that I fail a test or I try something and then I fail. It's like it really bugs me, like the growing up. Or like I play a sport and then I don't win or something like that. lah. It manifests in real life because like there are times where like I let's say before my driving test or whatever, right? Like the whole time, right, I'm driving, I have no issues, no. Like doing the driving test. But the moment I kept thinking about it, I have this nightmare just before the day before, right, I failed the test. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Then after that, you like live it into existence. Like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. That's what they say. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
There are also indications, right, or dreams.co, right, of being late in different contexts. So, for instance, if the interpretations that you're being late for travel, right, often indicates that you fail to grab an opportunity. So it's like,
that's interesting. Fail to grab opportunity.
Yeah, so it's like you failed to reach this destination. You failed to take this ship to go somewhere.
To take a chance to meet up to that expectation, to grasp that opportunity. Wow.
Yeah, there's a very famous saying that if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, you're so, so I always try to tell myself like to mitigate this issue, right? Just always be early for stuff lah. Yeah. Brandon, your next reoccurring nightmare.
This doesn't happen. This recurring dream doesn't happen as often, but I felt that it's the most memorable. It's a dream where I lose a loved one. Where I dream of like, especially somehow or another, it's car crash. But I feel like this is also partly trauma lah. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because of course, like most people who know that I was in a car crash also. Yeah, but even before this car crash, right, I used to dream of like have nightmares where my loved one dies in a car crash, and it's like my father, my dad, or my mom. Then after that, of course, it becomes Amanda. When you wake up, right, you're already crying already.
Why do you feel that is the case that it carries over? It's because you feel like you love something so much, then it just like push it into.
Yeah. I felt like the first ever time I dreamt this dream, right, like was when I argued with my dad very, very badly. I used to be someone who like sort of like holds a grudge. Not holds a grudge, like I don't forgive as easily as my dad. My dad is like literally, I argue with you now, right? 30 minutes later, what you want to eat? Yeah. So I'm just like, don't talk to me, I haven't forgive you yet. Then because of my attitude, right, we start the argument all over again. Then after that, like, it affects our relationship. Yeah, of course. So at that point of time, I think we argued over something very big. Like, yeah, I can't remember what was it. Because, like, again, when you're young time, you think everything is very huge, but then it wasn't. It dragged over, so I fell asleep. I believe I fell asleep damn angry. Like, I still haven't forgiven my father for a while already, maybe 2-3 days. Yeah, then after I dreamt about this dream of like losing him. Like he passed away in the car crash. I remember after that first dream, I always remember that you should never I would never want to live my life regretting that like I never saw for like this kind of shit. Like yeah. Before anything happens. Yeah.
Do you think that it's related?
The trauma, right? Yeah. When I was in the car accident, like, long story short, is I lost a friend, especially due to like for those who don't know, like I lost a friend due to a car accident, which I was also in there. I broke my leg. Yeah, so I felt that partly, and like I feel like previously, right, last time, like whenever I have this kind of nightmares, right, because I told you the first time it happened is when my dad was in a car accident. Then after that, following that, like each time I ever had this dream, it's like it doesn't necessarily have to be related to a car accident. It could be like they fell off a thing. Then I had a news that they passed away over the phone from a heart attack. But yeah, but after the accident, right, I feel like because of like it's trauma. I feel also partly it's like my own trauma. From that point on, right, I can't remember the last time that this kind of dream, right, it wasn't a car accident. Yeah, so from that point on, right, it's always been like related to like like an accident on the road or something. Then after that, like I lose like a friend, or most of the time it's like a very very close person, like my dad, my mom. I just feel like sometimes it's also because like emotionally it's like connected. It's like this person, right, is my loved one, right, but I'm angry at like maybe my work friend or like somebody that it just irritates the shit out of me. But then at the same time it collides, you know, the fact that I'm thinking about my family, but at the same time I want this person to like get hit by a car. Yeah, maybe.
It syncs both things up at the same time. Your brain, correct.
Sometimes, correct. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, right, like I went to go and search what is the meaning of like the nightmare of losing someone. They said that actually it's very common to have this dream. Those people, right, in most cases they always play an impactful role in your life. Losing them in a dream can be due to changes in the relationship with the person, or like sudden changes in the these changes do not necessarily need to be bad, but it's just like the idea that it can be changed for the better, changed for the worse, and then you probably have a fear of losing this person. So yeah, it doesn't happen nowadays that too often. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't happen as often, but it's like I said, like, it's one of the most impactful. Like it's like oh shit, like why I have to dream this dream now?
Yeah, and plus that accident, it was a tough situation. It was a really very
it's a
life-changing situation.
Yeah, it's a trauma. It's one of the things. Like it brings back this trauma. It's like suddenly you, like after you have this dream, you're just like then you just like you can't help but think about it again. They're just like
I think like this. Hopefully, you'll find a day is like you can be able to have like full closure. Then you know, like you might never have this nightmare again. Because I feel that it's a trigger situation. You know what I mean? Last one for me, my last reoccurring nightmare. Now, I feel that this happens to me seasonally, okay, in life lah. But it does reoccur the most in my life. I also feel that this is a nightmare that it doesn't start off as a nightmare. It always starts off as a normal dream, and then suddenly something happens in the dream that causes it to be a nightmare lah. A lot of times, right, I woke up like I jump out of my bed because of this dream, right? I'm falling, like just falling.
Oh, okay. Yes. I feel like this is one of the most very common dream, because like people always talk about it, like they feel very tired, it's like shit, like you know, like then after that you ask them, it's like I just dreamt that I felt non-stop for damn long. I feel like a lot of people talk about this.
For me, right, it always starts off like a normal dream, like I'm just doing a normal activity with different people, or I'm like doing a normal activity with my wife or something like that. And then suddenly, right, I will just dream like, okay, I'm with this person pushed me off a building. And then I will suddenly feel, right, that I have an adrenaline push in my dream. So I can feel in my chest, right, that I'm like on a roller coaster or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
the feeling of the limb, like right in the limbo. Yeah.
Then these most cases, right, they will just shock me up to jump up lah.
Yeah, then you're like yeah.
If you watch in Inception, right, do you remember that actually that when you go to get from like the deeper level to the lower level or whatever, right, they have to do a kick.
To kick, but correct,
so,
to the fall.
I feel that this happens to me, right? It's like I feel that it's kick, then after I just wake up. So I find it very amazing, right? When the Inception movie come out, I was like, bro, I completely can understand like
why the kick in the end. They explain, because like when you're falling down, right, no matter what, you need to wake up, right, you need like something to like goes the opposite direction.
So Sigmund Freud, right, like all the way back, right, he researched into this dream, because apparently, right, this is one of the most common nightmares that occur to people. Like you were saying, like a lot of people that have this issue of like
I think I had this nightmare once also.
The only thing is that his interpretations of the dreams are mostly sexual in like in
Nature.
his view, because if you know Sigmund Freud, right, everything relates back to like sex or like the anatomy of the desire of men or stuff like that lah. So it's often been debunked lah, the research that he's done. But the main thing, right, is that, and I feel this is 1000% true, right? If you take dreams, the dreams.co, right, their interpretation of falling, right, is the fear of like losing control in a situation.
Oh,
Is the idea. There are times where I really feel that this is a trigger, right? It's like I know that I have a situation that I need to solve now, but I cannot solve it now. So it's like you go to sleep thinking about this situation. It's like,
but you don't have the solution for it. Yeah.
or you have to figure it out tomorrow, but you still have to sleep.
Yeah.
I find that it's like in these cases, right, there'll be like that limbo period, right? I can't figure out what's going on, and then after that you have to and then after that, that's why I have the dream. It's seasonal, like, because when there was times where it's like when I'm a teenager, right, I'll feel like, okay, there's a relationship problem that I have. Then after that, this happened. Or I feel like there's an exam problem that I have. Like I don't know that my results is going to be happen. What?
When you're always worried about things you can't control. I feel like right. You're worried about something that you can't control. Then you go to sleep worrying about it.
When I was reading up, right, they have the falling in different contexts also, like it matters. So the interpretation is different. So if you fall over a cliff, right, they say that it's actually stressing over somebody. Because most cases, right, they say that actually the falling off the cliff, right, is like someone pushes you. Falling because of tripping, this indicates that you worry about a mistake that you cannot be solved. So I've never really had this situation. I feel that most cases I'm just free falling, but I know that there are some people that they say like they trip and then they fall or something like that. Then after that, it just triggers like they are free falling sort of a situation. Yeah. Next time is falling from the sky, which I think happens to me most often. It's often indicating you're in a situation with complete chaos. And you're completely out of control of the situation. Now they said the worst, right, is when you free fall down an elevator shaft. I've never happened.
That's such a bad nightmare. That's like a
damn scary nightmares. Yeah. Apparently, right, it's because it's the worst because you're in an uncontrollable situation in a suffocated environment.
Yes. You're somewhat suffocated and you're helpless.
Yeah, two fears in one. Personal perspective, right? I completely agree with this interpretation, 1000%. Like, I feel it's really true. When I cannot control a situation in my life, right? This is the trigger that occurs where I have this nightmare. Yeah.
Because for myself, right, I'm a very I go to sleep not worrying about something, right? But I feel like for most people, right, like it really like trigger events really show like dreams really follow the trigger events. This kind of dreams, right? Do you feel like for recurring dreams, right, majority not say always, but more often or not, like girls will have this kind of like recurring dreams more than guys because they tend to think a lot more and worry a lot more. You get what I mean?
Yes and no, because I feel that I think it's more related. Honestly, right, is related more to personality type, extrovert, introvert.
Correct.
Yeah, because I'm introverted, right? So I spend a lot of time thinking about stuff. So there are a lot of times where I'm like looking at different scenarios or different situation, right? And then I'm like just completely thinking in my brain. And then I also am someone that like if I'm in a situation, I will not say anything, but I will completely observe like the situation.
Correct. Actually, true. Maybe it's not extroverted, introverted. I think it's more towards your personality type group. Right. Nowadays they always like to do like it's no longer the DISC. It's like now you can think like, are you like those kind of like Then the one of them is a critic enneagrams. Yes, the one that you decide whether you're Jesus. Am I like dream right now? I got inception. This was like case of inception. Yes, I think enneagram. And honestly, I feel like the one that I get most pissed off right, it's not even my own recurring dream. It's like at your wife's dream, right? I feel like this pisses me off the most. Like I don't get as affected as my old dream as like my old dream don't even affect my life as much as my like my loved one's recurring dream. Like dreams that happen here and there, Because my own dreams, I just slip it off. Like I tell you, most of the time I just slip it off. There it's over already. But I have no control over someone else's dream.
They don't want to look at you.
They damn cold. They suddenly very cold. It's like there's like I have a feeling.
And then after that, they'll be like, what will you do in real life if you're in this situation? Then I'm like,
yeah. You're just like, oh my gosh, please. You really know there's only one right answer. Please, you don't there's no need to ask this kind of question.
Kevin Hart, no.
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 And sometimes they are like, why you have to be so defensive? Like, I'm asking you, why you can't clarify?
Then the worst thing, right, is you answer honestly, right? I'm like, I knew it. What the heck? Yeah. Okay. Just before we end it off, right? Do you think that another also trigger, right? For a lot of nightmares is actually the things that you watch, like films and stuff like that, right? Do you feel that is the case where you watch like horror movies or whatever? It does happen.
It does happen. I feel like impactful, like something that scares the shit out of you, or something that you really love or something, right? Either that or you like binge watch too long. Like for example, I remember when I binge watched One Piece. Like I had a dream relating to One Piece. Then when I binge watched Peaky Blinders, I had a dream related to Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Like I remember dreaming that I was all like decked out in like their suit, their 3-piece suit. Yeah. Then I like had a dream related to that.
The bloody Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
There's no real cure. I mean, like this is really just something that happens to you, and it just happens in your REM, which you cannot control, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the best thing is to really just have a positive outlook in life, like in general.
Yes.
For me personally, I think what helped, like I don't really have this, like it doesn't happen reoccurring the falling dream so much, right? Is that you have to sort of understand that there are things that you can solve, there are certain things you cannot resolve. So it's like no matter what, right, you cannot solve it, then.
So you just let go.
Yeah. You just let go and then tell yourself like when the situation comes tomorrow, right, I'll just do my best to solve it then.
Yes.
Yeah. Just as we close, right, all I can say is that your wife's dream, right, no matter how positive your outlook is, the worst
it will affect your life. This doesn't change the outlook.
That was our Irrational Fears episode on reoccurring nightmare.
Get out of here.
Oh, look at the time. The coffee shop is closing. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed that episode, please remember to give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. We have episodes that drops every Monday. But in the same time, also, if you're into football, we have the football kaki that drops every Wednesday. Also, if you're into fun, interesting game show formats, we have the SG Draft Podcast, our big podcast here, the Chit Chatter, that drops every Friday. Also, if you're into unique and challenging tournament polls that goes on Instagram, we have a weekly tournament poll that goes on every Monday to Thursday. It's a reoccurring knockout, so it's a Monday to Thursday. It goes through the different levels of the tournament. And this week's tournament is going to be the worst reoccurring nightmare. And like we just touched on 4, there are actually a ton of them. Yeah, there are really a ton of reoccurring nightmares. Okay, hopefully as you guys go to sleep, you will have sweet dreams instead of these bad nightmares. But remember,
a kopi a day keeps your troubles away.
Wake me up!
Wake me up inside, save me from the dark.